when planning those things, you kind of do well to match a multiple of your harvester's capacity. So if you've got a 5,000 litre harvester, then 5, 10, 15, 20 are good targets to have. If it's a 7,000 litre, then 7, 14, 21 type of thing. What can be annoying is if you've got a 6,000 litre capacity harvester and you end up leaving earlier, less than 80% full on your grain cart, or leaving grain in the harvester because the grain cart is full. Kind of like to make my trips worthwhile, especially if it's a long distance. This isn't too bad because the yard is literally behind the hedge, or the low hanging trees behind us. It's just a little bit of a trek down the road to get there. Okay, that is our third headland. Is it? I don't know. Or is this our third headland? No, that is our third headland. I'm just going to run down this edge and then we'll set up along the bottom. And then we can just set up for rows. So that's the last part of this end. Must have some bad soil in this corner because the yield at this point is about 100%. So not the greatest. Okay. Start running the rows. So I don't know that we're probably gonna reach the end here. Possibly, maybe. But no matter what, I'll get the harvester emptied somewhere along here. That'll allow us to do a cut in. At which point you can just park the grain cart in the middle and empty the harvester no matter which way it's going. I think the plan is we'll return this harvester once the field's cleared. Yeah, we're not going to make it right to the end, I don't think. Well, maybe we will. Good grief, it's close. And we are done. We'll stop there, go get the tractor out of the trees. 40%. So, yeah. You can only fit 2.5 harvesters into this truck. Which is what I was saying a few moments ago. You can't. You're always going to end up with an annoying amount in the harvester or in the truck. So, yeah, I'd like a little bit more in the truck before I run an empty. However, if I fill the harvester up, we're going to end up with a full, we're only going to be able to empty half of it. I'll park this back up here again. Jump out. Now, pipe in, back up. And possibly round about here. Now this is where having GPS does help, because it would allow us to position the harvester much more accurately for this cut-in, so that we don't end up with half a row at one side or the other. It's probably a little bit deep, but doesn't matter. I mean, we're really looking at going half a tank. And then empty it. And then see how full we get by the time we return. I think if I empty it back at the bottom, or behind us at the other end of the field, then what I can do is stick it on a worker for the block on the right and take the truck off to the farm and empty it. There we go. So we've managed a fairly straight line through the crop. I think I drifted very, very slightly at one point. But again, generally why I'm not as fastidious using GPS on a harvester as I am on, say, planting. Because you can eyeball it, and I am kind of getting used to the compass being in the mini-map. So that does mean I need the mini-map up all the time if I'm going to use it. Unfortunately, because we lost our hard drive, I lost all of the FS17. Yeah, there was FS17, all of the mods I was running, plus any of the game saves are all lost to antiquity, so I can't get them back. Okay, how's that looking? That's 46%. I think we can call that good enough. I'm going to check prices on sunflowers. So sunflowers $7.57, best price is $807. We are in October, so here, that's the second peak, but the best price is in March. So we could sell them now and have some money on the farm, but I do believe that at this stage we're probably better to hold until they're at best price and then think about purchase. Okay. And off goes the worker. We will jump out and take the tractor back to the farm. And again, we're going to need to drive from the cab because of the trees that we're going to be meeting for at least part of this trip. Might need to buy a chainsaw as well sometime. I might need that tree on the left taken down. So we take down that tree, but we could probably knock back that hedge a little ways, which would give us a little bit more room to get the get a larger header in if we need to. Okay, let's head back to the yard. Oops. I think we'll go in this entrance. So I could do something like not take that barn down. Maybe some of the sheds over in that corner could go, and we could put a greenhouse down. Can't see. Well, I guess the trailer works. I do have, keep talking about having trailer fill limit is on. Okay. What's normal? Fuel usage is normal, dirt is normal, yeah. And no vehicle inspector, so I can't tell how the harvester's doing. The other thing I could consider doing is taking down part of the hedgerow in the far corner of the field, and accessing this field from our farm, or from those grass fields over on the left there. I didn't have to drive this way. Ah well. Guess what I could do is go and do a empty on the move. Are you going to do it? Yeah. Let's try and get it filling over the axle. Of course, this harvester doesn't have an open tank, so you can't see how full it is still. I think for the most part this trailer looks quite good. With the fill rate and everything else. We're only 25%, and I think we are done. Okay, there, we'll turn that off and we'll go jump in the harvester very quickly from the wrong side. Alright, one pass here. Interesting. I guess yield is not super high. Looks like it's probably over 100%, but not significantly over. But for the most part, I mean, considering we just bought this field with sunflowers in, I don't think the results are too bad. Obviously, yeah. Sunflower's not the greatest crop to grow. As far as income's concerned, but you know, it's a very low nitrogen demanding crop, so it's cheap to get running. I believe soybeans are even cheaper because they have, I can't remember if they have a better seed usage, but they're valuable and they are low density, so you can harvest a lot of them per trip. And also, they don't require nitrogen. I've heard rumour that they actually supplement the nitrogen in the field. Which is a good thing, kinda, sorta. And that's close. 77. Need to turn a little bit more to get us on 80. There we are. Okay, keep that straight. But yeah, that would explain why in real life there's a lot of farmers who plant beans and corn alternate years. Because supposedly the beans add nitrogen to the crop, or to the field, and corn is horrible for nitrogen demands. And potentially having nitrogen in the field when you plant beans could end up giving you a less than ideal yield because the nitrogen is too high for the crop. Anyway. Guessing we're about a third done. So we should get about 3 cartloads. Probably not quite 3 cartloads. I don't know how big our cart is. I guess we'll find out when I start paying attention to things. It's probably about 12.5. There's the potential I could mulch this field if I go with the John Deere bush hog mower, which can then double up. You take it into a workshop, you can switch it to mow between mowing and mulching. So that might be a good thing to consider. Doesn't give much in the way of expansion. You're going to have to replace it, or if you want a bigger mower system, you're going to have to buy a full kit rather than just supplement what you have. But we need a mower, and the John Deere is a good width. We need I'm not sure which way I want to go. We could just get a round baler wrapper and just use that to make the bales. And then we need some way of putting bales on a trailer and carting them somewhere. That kit's going to be expensive. But we do have a little bit of a loan, or we could lease the bale collector for a couple of times before we settle down. We'll see. So how am I doing? We are at 69, almost 70%. Huh. Oh yeah. I'm not sure how much sense this makes. It looks like I've been up and down here 3 times. I'm kind of going the wrong direction. Unless I cut in at the other end, which maybe I did. Anyway, I think because of how full we are, we'll turn around and get ourselves emptied. Okay, I'll probably turn that off there now. Yeah, I think the trailer's far enough in that I don't have to worry about clearance at this end. Oh, this is still running.